In this 2-minute tutorial, we take on the tricky two-step equation. By all appearances, this equation may look like a one-step equation, but it's actually not. That subtraction sign is not going to tell us that we have to add 10 on both sides because this 10 lingering around out front is somewhat confused about what value it is. So we're going to help it out and show that it is clearly a positive 10. As a result, we're going to have to subtract that 10 on both sides of the equation. That's what's going to make that positive 10 cancel. But in doing so, we're going to have to be mindful that everything else on the left side of the equation, that subtraction sign included, is going to carry down, and it's going to give us negative n is equal to. Now be careful with our negative 6 minus 10 over here on the right, because with the little KCO, we recognize that to be negative 6 plus negative 10, and we know that actually turns out to be negative 16. So by helping the 10 to recognize its identity as positive and subtracting the 10 on both sides to make it cancel, we now have negative n is equal to negative 16. Now that negative sign is also telling me that it is the opposite of n, which is negative 16. Which means if we want to close out by solving for n, then we're going to have to take the opposite of what negative n is right now. So that's going to lead us to n equals 16. To show you mathematically, that negative is really like a negative 1 times n. We're dividing both sides by negative 1. There's step number 2 that I've been saying is the tricky step. By the time we're all done, we have n equals 16. So be mindful of these situations with the tricky two-step equation and make the adjustments needed. In 2 minutes or less, that is your tutorial for today.